It's Mo Agostino, Chief Commodity Strategist with Farms.com Risk Management. We're on the U.S. Corn Belt Crop Tour. It's our 9th year. This is day 3. We're in Illinois, actually central Illinois. It's June 29th, 2020. I'm here with Conner, one of the PH students, and part of the team of Fred Bilo, who does they do a lot of research plots here at the University of Illinois, and a great insight here. Conner's going to explain what they think the wave of the future is, which is the systems approach. Correct, Conner?
Yep, systems approach to better corn and soybean management.
So I'm now going to step out and he's going to show you some of the stuff that he's working on here on the plots.
Thanks, Mo. So, as Mo mentioned, here at the U of I, we're looking at a systems approach to better management to maximize yields on the same land area. And when we talk about systems approach, we're going everywhere from fertilizer sources and placements to managing more plants in narrow rows and extending that season with foliar protections like fungicide. And these things build on each other, and when you work that system together, it's synergistic, and we see greater crop yields even in areas where we have limited land and soil tests would say you're good. And that's kind of what we're looking at here, is a fertilizer response on soils that would say P and K are adequate and sufficient and wouldn't need fertilizers. So over here on my right is just an unfertilized for P and K, base rate of nitrogen. We know corn needs nitrogen. And then right here, a broadcast base rate of potassium and phosphorus. And the soil test would say we don't need it, but here we see a clear response when we broadcast that system. And I'll say broadcasting fertilizer is pretty standard approach. But what happens when you concentrate that fertilizer? Take the same products, the same rates, concentrate it in a band where the crop row will be. And that's what we see as I move back here. In these taller, greener, healthier plants, they have the same amount of nutrition as these on the right. But instead of broadcasting across the whole area, we concentrated those granules in a band below the crop row. And this is all about efficiency. Place the nutrients where that crop will grow, right in the future root zone, where they're readily available, rather than broadcast across the whole area. And that's where we see this response here. And then you start looking into other factors like micros. Do you need sulfur or boron or zinc? And then further down we see different responses there where there's advantages to including those micros and better crop management. And once you have your fertility done and you right products, right rates, right placement, you can start looking at factors like narrow rows, higher populations, fungicide, and that's our systems approach to greater crop yields, being efficient with the same resources.
Okay, and so Conner, now you have, you're talking about getting some response from sulfur, zinc, and boron.
Yep, so the standard traditional NPK for a grower, but these days it's more than that, it's your micros. So what else can we add? And so when we move down here, this is a broadcast plot that also included sulfur, zinc, and boron in addition to that potassium and phosphorus. When you compare this to other broadcast plots of the base rate of P and K only, we see advantage there. And this year we've seen a really good response to sulfur. And same thing though, when you take those same nutrients and you band them in a crop row, you get an even greater yield response. And so, same nutrition on my right, or on my left compared to my right, better response, taller, greener. It's all about placement. Putting those granules where the crop will be growing into that zone, provide that season-long availability.
And so Conner, you were saying earlier that in the future, the number of, you got to provide the nutrient, the fertilizer, provide the number of plants, give it that slow release throughout the growing season, give that plant, continue to feed it, and then provide that fungicide program to extend the growing season in order to achieve those higher yields. And I really do believe that farmers need to try to help themselves by increasing yield, lower that cost in a lower priced environment to survive.
That's correct. Yep. And anything you can do to extend that growing season, put a little bit longer maturity hybrid out there. As you mentioned, foliar protection, stay green, extend the grain fill. Climate's changing a little bit, frost dates are moving back. We have a little bit longer of a growing season than we used to 10, 20 years ago. Take advantage of that. Do management practices with the right hybrids, placements, and foliar in-season applications. Extend the growing season, you'll extend the grain fill, you'll maximize that yield in the same area.
Conner, do you post a lot of this info online?
We do. So we have a laboratory website with Dr. Bilo. It's crophysiologyillinois.edu. I am on Twitter, so at Conner Sible. You can find us pretty easily. Research updates there all the time.
And if somebody wants to do a tour of the plots, can they do that?
Yeah, so we do farm tours. We reach out to different groups, different industry partners, bring farmers out here and try and educate and understand the next steps to management.
And how do they do that?
So if you contact me through email, our department can always get you in contact with us. Social media, if you can find us, reach out. We're fairly easy to get a hold of, especially these days.
Great. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And finally, we want to thank our premier sponsor, Genesis Ag. If you're looking for better soil health, better yields, higher yields, and profitability, look no further. Learn more, go to Genesis Ag, www.genesis.ag, or follow them on Twitter at Genesis Ag Life.